So for this next problem, I'm going to do the same thing. Again, the thing I'm looking for is the probability that the team will win. So winning is the thing that I want to put last. So if I read through, I see that the soccer team wins 65% of its game on a muddy field, 30% on a dry field. The probability that field is going to be muddy is going to be, or for the next game, is 70%. So the field conditions is going to be the first thing that I do. So I'm splitting this up. I've got muddy and dry. And so I know that for the next game, probability for the field being muddy is going to be 0.7, which means that for it to be dry is going to be 0.3. From there, I can then talk about win or loss. So the probability that the team wins if it's muddy is going to be 0.65. And the probability that they lose then will be 0.35. If the field's dry, the probability of winning is going to be 0.3. And then the probability of losing will be 0.7. And so again, what I care about is winning, so I'm going to take these two and multiply them together, and then these two and multiply them together. So again, the probability of the field being muddy and us winning is going to end up being 0.7 times 0.65. And that gives me 0.455, and then the probability that that the field is dry and we win, dry and we win 0.3 times 0.3, which gives me 0.09. So again, the probability that we end up winning is going to end up being 0.455 plus 0.09. And that gives me 0.545, which is 54.5% that we win. The next problems that we have here, I have a jar full of marbles. And so the first one I'm going to do the same exact way as we did the front. Again, it's conditional probability. So the first thing I want to do is choose a red marble. The second thing that I want to do is choose a large marble. And so again, the probability of me choosing a large and red marble, again, it's the probability, so it's the number of large red marbles, which is 10, over the total number of marbles in the bag, which is 25. So that ends up giving me, let's see, 2 over 5, which is 40%. And so then I can take the probability of just drawing a red marble. And so there are 14 red marbles over the 25. Let's see, that gives me 56%. And so when I do that, again, I can go ahead and divide those. Again, it's the formula that we learned from the top is the and divided by the thing that I want to happen first. So the and is going to be 40%, or 0.40, and then the bottom will give me 56%, or 0.56. When I divide those by each other, I get 71.4%. The other thing that we can do here is we can do it just like we did yesterday, where again, this is the thing that I care about first, and this is the thing I care about second. So the first thing I look at is just all the blue marbles. And so if you remember from yesterday, given the chart, I look for the total number of blue marbles, that first thing that I'm looking for. So there are 11 marbles total. And then on the top, out of just the blue marbles, I want to see which ones are large. So large blue marbles is 6. And so 6 divided by 11 gives me 54.5%. Just like that. So again, the second way is a little bit easier. If you can remember how we did it, just remember it's the total of the thing that I care about first over the first all the blue marbles, then looking at the ones that are large and blue. And then the last one, we're looking at rolling 2 die. And so, again, the most important thing that we realize when I'm rolling 2 die is this is going to be an independent event. The 2 dice, I'm rolling them separately, and so I want to find the probability that the sum is odd given first that the first die is a 4. The first one that I roll is a 4. So I want to find the probability that the sum is odd given first that the first one is 4. And so, again, the first thing I need to do is, if I'm using my formula from the front side, is I want to find when the sum is odd, the sum of the 2 die is odd, with the 1 being 4. And so to do that, I actually have to find the probability that the sum is odd. And so the easiest way to think about that is when I'm rolling 2 die, half the sum is going to be odd, half the sum is going to be even. So it's going to be 1 over 2. The probability that I roll a 4 again, this is just on 1 die. Probability of rolling a 4 is 1 over 6. There's only 1 4 on a die, and there's 6 total options. And so the probability of having the sum odd and one of them being a 4 is going to be 1/2 times 1/6, which gives me 1/12. And so again, using the formula, I want the and to be on the top, so I want 1/12 on the top, and then on the bottom I want to have 1/6. 1/12 and 1/6 both give me repeating decimals, so I want to keep them as fractions when I divide them. So I've got to go parentheses 1 divided by 12, close my parentheses, and then divide it by parentheses 1 divided by 6. That'll ensure that I'm doing 1/12 divided by 1/6. So when I do that in my calculator, I get 0.5, or 1/2, which is 50%. The most important thing when we're doing our homework is making sure that we understand whether we are doing a conditional probability first, or if we are doing a tree diagram. And so really read that last question when I'm finding the probability. If I see the word given in there, or if I see the word conditional probability, then know that I should use the formula from this front side of our notes.